What's up guys, it's Josh back with another video, and today I want to cover a little bit more cyber news. So as I stated in the intro of the video, I wanted to cover a couple more articles, and these kind of follow in the category of cyber news. It's just some information that I found interesting from my emails and various RSS feeds I'm subscribed to. And so I'll go through these articles, one at a time. And if you're new to the channel, just go down and subscribe to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to start doing this news series like weekly, where I cover a couple of articles that I found that were super interesting. They kind of fall under the area of cyber and privacy. So let's go down and get to the articles. And the first one I got on the list, it's about automatic hiring software is mistakenly rejecting millions of viable job candidates. I thought this was super interesting. This article came out like 3 days ago, so I set it to the side, and it was something I wanted to cover. But I thought this was interesting as hell, because this system is actually broken and it's messing with a lot of the people that fully qualify for jobs. They're viable candidates, but they're getting tossed to the side because of this software. So it says right here, automated resume scanning software is contributing to a broken hiring system in the US, says a news report from Harvard Business School. Such software is used by employers to filter job applicants, but is mistakenly rejecting millions of viable candidates, says the study's author. It's contributing to the problem of hidden workers, individuals who are able and willing to work but remain locked out of jobs by structural problems in the labor market. And basically what they're talking about, how when a lot of these companies, when you go and apply to a position online, they prefer you to do that anyway. But a lot of those systems that you're entering your information in is pretty much the same type of software, and you put in all your information. Sometimes it allows you to pull that information from a document or something. But if you notice, when you're applying for jobs, those millions of accounts you have to create on these different sites, they all pretty much have a lot of the same format. And it's almost like, tedious work doing these, setting up these accounts and everything, and putting in all your information and making sure it's all correct, because a lot of times the system doesn't capture everything, especially when you import it from a Word document, or import it from your LinkedIn profile or something like that. It'll jumble up certain things. It's very tedious putting all your information in there like that. But basically all that information is going to a database, and then there is some type of automated software that scans the database for viable candidates. And basically what they're saying is that this system is actually broken, and hopefully they can do something to fix it. I haven't read this article, but I just wanted to cover it right fast. But it also states that the study's authors identify a number of factors blocking people from employment, but say automatic hiring software is one of the biggest. These programs are used by 75% of US employers, rising to 99% of Fortune 500 companies. So yeah, a lot of those companies are using the same thing, and that's why I was saying it pretty much looks the same when you log into these companies and add your information. It's pretty much the same. And it says, and were adopted in response to a rise in digital job applications from the 90s onward. Technology has made it easier for people to apply for jobs, but also easier for companies to reject them. And to be honest, a lot of times when you apply for a position, you're not really, your resume or your information is not really being looked at by a company. It goes through the database, and then the automatic system will generate an email basically saying that your information is being forwarded to the hiring manager for a second interview or something like that, or an interview, or it'll send out the rejection email basically saying that we decided to go on with another candidate. Basically you don't qualify, you know what I'm saying? But then it also states the exact The exact mechanics of how automatic software mistakenly rejects candidates are varied, but generally stem from the use of overly simplistic criteria to divide good and bad applicants. For example, some systems automatically reject candidates with gaps of longer than 6 months in their employment history, which really sucks. That might be one of the reasons why I haven't, received a call back, because I did have a gap or some gaps in my employment history. But it says without even asking the cause of these absence. It might be due to pregnancy, because they were caring for an ill family member, or simply because of difficulty finding a job in a recession. And that's 100% true. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've ran into situations where it was very difficult to find a position to continue going. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing you can really do about it, but continue to apply and wait for someone to actually hit you back. But it also states more specific examples cited by one of the study's author, Joseph Fuller, in an interview with the Wall Street Journal, includes hospitals who only accepted candidates with experience in computer programming on their CV, when all they needed were workers to enter patients' data into a computer. Yeah, and that's crazy. I mean, a lot of times the hiring managers don't even know much about the position, and they kind of copy and paste from other jobs and put that in as the criteria for a job where it doesn't require someone with programming skills, or like in this example, or whatever skills they're looking for. They kind of exclude people because they don't have those specific requirements that are not even needed for the position. But then it says, or a company that reject the applications for a retail clerk position if they didn't list floor buffing as one of the skills, even when candidates' resume matches every other desired criteria. And then also it says, over-reliance on software in the hiring world seems to have created a vicious cycle. Digital technology was supposed to make it easier for companies to find suitable job candidates, but instead it contributes to a sure feat of applicants. In early 2010, the average corporate job posting attracted 120 applicants, says the study. But by the end of the decade, this figure has risen to 250 applicants per job. Companies have responded to their deluge by deploying brutal, rigid filters in their automatic filtering software. This has had the effect of rejecting viable candidates, contributing to the large pool of job seekers. So if you guys want to read more in this article, but this is an interesting article. I thought it was, something that people need to be aware of, that, I mean, the system is actually broken. I mean, so, yeah, when you're putting in a whole bunch of, applications, going through every day trying to apply, this system is actually broken on how they actually find the applicants. So, but that's not an excuse to not apply. So I want to make that very clear. I'm not saying, oh, yeah, the software is broken, then I might as well not apply at all. No, still apply, because you may get through the system. But that's just one of those things, it's like a hurdle that you got to get through in order to, land that job that you're trying to get. Now, moving on to a more cyber article, the next one I wanted to talk about was Howard University. And shout out to my man, Professor Black Ops. I seen him. He did a video on it. I already had it on my list. So sorry, man. I just wanted to cover it as well, because I remember seeing it that day, and then I seen your video come out the same day. So but shout out to you. If you guys want to see his video, he talks about this as well and cover it, from a cybersecurity aspect. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to cover it too. But it basically says Howard University canceled classes after ransomware attack. And so, like I've been stating for the last couple months, and every time I see one of these ransomware attacks or one of these issues that come up like this with malware, it's gonna open up more jobs. I'm telling you. So cybersecurity is gonna be booming pretty soon. With the amount of jobs that are gonna need it to be filled for a cybersecurity role. So definitely look into that area as a career you want to try to pursue. But this happened on, or this article at least was released on September 7th, 2021. It says Howard University, one of the largest historically black schools in the United States, canceled classes Tuesday after a ransomware attack. The attack shut down the campus Wi-Fi, and non-essential employees were instructed to not report to work, the university announced Monday. In-person classes will resume Wednesday, but online classes remain canceled until at least Thursday. So ransomware attacks have been the scourge in recent years, and universities are common targets. Hackers have managed to infect at least 19 colleges and universities in 2021 alone. And that's crazy, 19. You know what I'm saying? In this year alone, that's crazy right there. But it says, according to Alan Liskey, an analyst at the cybersecurity company Recorded Future, in at least 3 other instances in the U.S. this year, schools had to cancel classes for at least one day. Criminal hackers use ransomware to break into victims' computer networks to lock up files on as many computers as possible and then ask for money for a code to restore them. And basically what they talking about is the key. That's basically what ransomware is all about. It'll encrypt the data, and then you need the key to decrypt the data, and so they're holding that ransom. So that's basically what ransomware is, if you didn't know or you've been living under a rock. But it says many ransomware hackers also threaten to publish files they've stolen in the effort. So far, the university has seen no evidence of personal information being accessed or exfiltrated. Howard said in an announcement, its investigation is ongoing, however, and identifying the full extent of what the hackers have done can take weeks or months to analyze. So, like I said, anytime I see these things, more jobs. So start looking into the cybersecurity field, looking into courses you could take, look into certifications that you could possibly take, because they're gonna need more cybersecurity professionals in the future. So now the next article, beware Litecoin miners selling used SSDs and HDDs as new and online marketplaces as coin crash. Now, I've never heard of the Litecoin, but any of these miners, you know what I'm saying, if they selling their used products or used hard drives, especially hard drives, then you want to beware, you know what I'm saying, because these hard drives, when they running them to do all this mining, they're putting a lot of wear and tear on these drives. You know, it's a lot of read write, you know, to these drives, and it'll most likely fail faster when you purchase them. But as reported by VN Express International, crypto miners who had invested in Litecoin have started to sell their hardware at losses and switch over to other crypto opportunities as the value of XCH and Litecoin continue to fall. So I'm not going to read this whole article. I just want to say beware of buying used products, as well as just look at who you're buying stuff. Look at the reviews, especially when you're buying hard drives. Yeah, hard drives, you know what I'm saying, you most likely will put sensitive data on them, and you don't want to be using some of these hard drives that have been used vigorously by these crypto miners, because there's a higher chance of them failing, you know, very fast. And it's nothing you can do about it other than try to, you know, contact one of these data restore companies, which will cost you a lot of money, you know what I'm saying. So just stick with, you know, the main brands, you know, and do your research and make sure you get what you want and need. All right, so moving on, Ghostscript 0-day allows full server compromise. Now, I just wanted to, you know, bring this to your attention. I'm not gonna go that deep into it, but I remember Ghostscript a long time ago when I was a systems administrator. I remember seeing that logo on files and stuff like that. So I'm not sure what this 0-day is all about. I tried to do a little research, just trying to see what it was, or I never understood what that Ghostscript was actually for in the past anyway. So I probably won't understand this vulnerability, but it says proof of concept exploit code was published online over the weekend for an unpatched Ghostscript vulnerability that puts all servers that rely on the component at risk for attack. So yeah, if you rely on Ghostscript, which I don't even know what you would need that for or what's that used for, to be honest, then yeah, this will put you at risk for attack. It says published by Vietnamese security research Nguyen the Duc. The proof of concept code is available on GitHub and was confirmed to work by several of today's leading security researchers. And as you can see, William Derman, I guess he verified. He said this is indeed a thing. So here's another gift for you about image magic RCE 0-day that affected the Ghostscript 9.50, and that's the GitHub, that's the link and all that stuff. So check it out. You know what I'm saying? All the information. This was released a couple days ago, 2 days ago. Today's the 9th for me. I'm probably gonna put this video up on the 10th, but 2 days ago for me. But it says Ghostscript. Okay, so right here it says released back in 1988. Ghostscript is a small library that allows applications to process PDF documents and PostScript based files. Okay, I remember what that was actually for now. I never used it, but I do remember this. I remember the logo, and like I said, I hadn't read this article yet. I put this one to the side because I was like, this should be interesting to actually read, live on the channel. But this is another vulnerability and another reason why you should start learning cybersecurity if you're trying to get into the tech field. Now let's go to the last one, and this is a privacy article that I want to quickly cover. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it says why you should delete Google Chrome after new tracking admission. And this actually came out on August 28th, so a little over a week ago. You know what I'm saying? So let's go down and read it right fast. But it says a shocking new tracking admission from Google, one that hasn't yet made headlines, should be a serious warning to Chrome 2.6 billion users. If you're one of them, this nasty new surprise should be a genuine reason to quit. Behind the slick marketing and feature updates, the reality is that Chrome is in a mess when it comes to privacy and security. It has fallen behind rivals in protecting users from tracking and data harvesting. It plans to ditch nasty third-party cookies, has been awkwardly postponed, and the replacement technology it said would prevent users being profiled and tracked turned out to have just made everything worse. Ubiquitous surveillance harms individuals and society. Firefox developers, Mozilla warns, and Chrome is the only major browser that does not offer meaningful protection against cross-site tracking and will continue to leave users unprotected. It says Google readily and ironically admits that some ubiquitous web tracking is one of hand and has resulted in the erosion of trust, where 72% of people feel that almost all of what they do online is being tracked by advertisers, technology firms, or other, and 81% say the potential risk for data collection outweighs the benefit. And that's true. I 100% agree with that. I don't want to, every time I get on the internet, to feel as though I'm being tracked. I mean, it's common sense. You think these big companies would understand that, but I get it. They're trying to make money. They're providing a tool and they're trying to get what you are pretty much the product for them. But anyway, I mean, it's not known. Most people know this. A lot of people don't really care, but I care, and I just want to be able to put it out there, that these companies are tracking. Yeah, I use Google. Yeah, I use the Brave browser, which is somewhat better, but it still uses the Chromium core underneath the browser. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really switched away from it, but It says, let me just read a little bit more, but it says, so how can Google continually openly admit that this tracking undermines users' privacy and yet enable such tracking by default on its flagship browser? The answer is simple: follow the money. Restricting tracking will materially reduce ad revenue from targeting users with sales pitch, and that's basically what I was just saying. I mean, it's about money at the end of the day, which I understand. You know, they make a lot of money off providing ads to people. I mean, as you can see right now, I'm looking at an ad right now, and this is Chromium. This is my only this is the browser that I use for, you know, articles and stuff that I read, because I don't like to show my bookmarks up here on my main browser. That's the only reason I use Chrome, is so I don't show my bookmarks in different folders and that I have up here while videos, because it's kind of, I don't know, it doesn't look clean. But anyway, they're basically trying to make money, you know what I'm saying? And that's how they make their money, which, you know, is understandable, but at the same time, you shouldn't be sacrificing people privacy like that, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I'll have all the articles down in the description of the video, and I kind of want to hear what you guys think, so go down and comment down below what you think about these different articles and topics. And also, if you like this style of video that I'm starting to incorporate on the channel, if it's interesting, you know, or if you want me to keep going with these types of news, somewhat article videos, just let me know down in the comments. But please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and of course, keep it techie.